Oh, intense music. Some man run toward me. Crap! I screwed up. I didn't expect them to come chasing me. Come to think of it, the guy in that shop said he wanted to warn us about something. Crap, 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 crap! I start walking faster, then eventually run. My vision shakes like a camera in my hands as I turn several corners. I feel like a mouse running into a paper bag, but this still doesn't feel life-threatening. I'm still protected by an absolute power. The guys chasing me are probably hired thugs. They won't be able to compete with a steel dragon. Did I lose them? Tubuha? I turn around to find the sole of a safety boot slamming into my face. Yafoo! I catch myself on the asphalt before my head hits the ground. That was close, 3 centimeters from becoming a road splatter. Oh, it's her. You just kicked me! This woman is like a gun barrel. Her beautiful features inspire chills rather than manly desires. My bones are telling me she's a heretic. Just a moment ago, I deluded myself into thinking avatars were absolute. Right here is an even greater monster who can obliterate avatars with her bare hands. A goddess of death, using heretical powers which operate under heretical rules. Hasekura Etori. I am bumping into a lot of unexpected people tonight. Why not dodge me completely or hug me out of maternal instinct or something? She hasn't been equipped with kindness. So much for having you help me up. I pick myself up. My palms are wet with sweat. She almost killed me once before. The woman dressed in black approaches me. My palms continue sweating. She walks by. Nothing at all happened to me. The deaths of the city. I met Izawa and Tori here, and if my eyes didn't deceive me, one more. Something new has started happening, whether or not we are watching it, whether or not we're even there to notice it. The world is still dizzyingly fast. When I turn around one more time, Tori has melted into the darkness of the city. The wind blows beneath the stars. Even the artificial lights of the city don't reach us here on the outskirts of the human kingdom. Concrete tombstones abandoned for all eternity. We walk between them like squirming grave robbers on top of the hill. I asked to meet here only because I felt like this. This is where we began. In a sense, it's a special place for us. The locals consider this place haunted. No one comes here unless they're deliberately seeking poltergeists. That makes it a perfect place for connectors to gather away from prying eyes. Izawa holds up a black DVD case. No clever artwork or catchphrases. The inorganic branding consists solely of a title and a number. GIG-05. What is that? This is what the mad dog was sniffing out. It suits the roof of this abandoned, slightly cold building surprisingly well. It's a hardcore porn movie. Binyo fidgets a lot, unable to get all the words out. She says it clearly instead. Why not? She freaks out with a bright red face. Mayoki is also merciless.
最近だと幼女物とかも希少価値ですんごいかも。
季節柄不適切極まりないジャンルですね。さすがアキヒトさん、S ランクの変態さんです。
Stop dragging out that joke so much, and what does S rank mean? Kagame isn't here, but other than her, all 5 of us are here for the first time in a while. Our stupid conversations start almost immediately. Izawa hits the boiling point very quickly. He stands in the loose air like an unsheathed knife. Binyo hurriedly pulls a laptop out of her book bag. She brought it here from my room. It's thin, but it has a DVD drive.
とにかく百聞は一見にしかずってことで早く見てみましょう。
Bino tends to move without thinking, but that's important at times like this.
最初に見つけたのは新都心の地下クラブだ。
The nameless silver platter takes in the disc and begins spinning. The sound resembles a groaning insect.
薬で飛んだ連中がバカ踊りしてる後ろのビジョンでこいつが大画面で流れてた。
An image appears on the LCD screen. It's dark, the roof of a building somewhere, just like the one we are on now.
始まるぞ。
Enormous outlines. Two of them. They stand a distance apart from each other. The low-resolution image is filled with animosity. The will to step forward, bite into and tear apart the enemy's windpipe. That strong, nefarious energy is now filling the screen.
これって
Under the stars, with the LCD screen's backlight, our eyes are glued to it like a curse. Multiple legs crawling along the ground, a giant reaching up to the heavens. The fantasies materialize, clothed in steel.
アバターですね。
これって盗撮？
聞いて驚くな。こいつは遭遇戦じゃねえ。
Izawa's finger points to one part of the dark background. It's packed with several people. This isn't the city, they're clearly far away from here. It's obvious they can't just be here by coincidence. It's an audience. Is this a duel? That's the first word that comes to mind. They are bringing people together to watch avatars fight? Is that what's going on? Izawa nods.
相変わらず目端は効くじゃねえか。こいつアバターギグとか言うらしいぜ。
アバターギグ。
Gigs, a slang word for live concerts, especially small-scale or obscure ones.
この人たちって何？一般人？
さすがにこの数だ。ほとんどがパンピーだろうぜ。
表のネットでの謎のアバターの目撃報告も前と違って最近はどれも具体的になってますね。つまり今や誰もがアバターの実在を前提として情報交換しているってことです。
Avatars, ghosts of Takakura City, a legend that's still happening here and now. Steel monsters kill each other on a daily basis. It's not shown on television, it's not written about in newspapers, but the number of witnesses is growing. Back in the Showa era, this would have been just an urban legend, but now that everyone's connected by the internet, it won't die that easily.
これどこ？
Benio looks up as the trance music plays through the speakers.
流れてたクラブのスタッフ、取り扱いのショップ店員、順番に締め上げてったんだがな。
So he wasn't able to pin it down. I don't know who planned this, but they must have put some effort into keeping it secret. On the screen, the giant and the insect begin their fight. The trance music feels like it will break my head open. One thing I just noticed.
Oi?
I look at the black case again. It says Gig 05 on the side. Does that mean this is the 5th time they've done this?
そういうことだ。
The audience is going wild, as if this is what they were waiting for. This isn't their first time seeing it.
しかもこいつら金をかけてるらしい。
Some text scrolls across the screen about the two avatars, code names, special moves, betting odds.
アバターでギャンブルか。誰が考えたか知らないけど、生かしてるよね。
As always, it's a little hard to tell how Haru feels about anything.
でもなんとなく腑に落ちた。こんなイベントを地下でやってるなら誰も表に出てこないわけだよね。
There are plenty of commies who don't know what to do with their power. A place to point their newfound weapons, wandering bullets brought together through some illogical fate. They were granted power, but no target to destroy with it. These gigs are goals that Girl A never gave them. When someone gains power, the first thing they want to do is try it out. When they gain confidence through use, the next thing they want to do is compete with others and win. The gigs satisfy both desires at once.
賭けをやるなら胴元もいるってことだ。
イベント主催者ってやつ？
きっとマホガニーの机で葉巻を加えてバインバインな秘書を横抱きに札束数えてるんですね。虎の敷側の上で。
What kind of Bond villain is that? And why are you imagining such things at your age? Why, isn't she at least 18 years old?
伊沢、それでどうするつもり？
蚊帳の外は面白くねえ。儲けてる奴がいるなら許せね
He shows us a ferocious smile. That's Izawa's usual face.
人生には寛容の精神が必要ですよ。でもこれ連絡先とか書いてないよね。
アンダーグラウンドなブツじゃね。そりゃまあそうじゃないの。
The Avatar fight continues on a small LCD screen. The sounds of destruction from my laptop's pitiful speakers have far less impact than a fighting game. But this is reality. Two fantasies jam their claws into each other. Somewhere there are people who share these avatars' fates. 10 people just like us who get loaded into them. They're fighting each other. It's done converting the video to a MPG. Anyone want to copy? Mayuki and Haru raise their hands at the same time.
面白くなってきましたね。
男と世の中はそれなりに刺激ないとつまんないよね。
Mayuki and Haru are both attracted by the idea of the Avatar gigs. The commues in the video aren't the only ones lacking an outlet. We don't have a target to shoot down either. My instincts sound the alarm. It's dangerous to let this heat control us. If we see food on the ground and walk over to it, we may very well step on landmines in the process. Mayuki or Haru-san, don't do anything by yourselves.
安心してください。危険なところはアキートさんに言ってもらいますから。
I'm not sure that's any better, Mayu-kun.
だから、まゆまゆではなくまゆきだと。
Okay, now, I make copies for everyone. Then I notice Benio has been silent for a while. Come to think of it, we haven't heard from you, Benio. She looks like a duck during a hail of BB rounds.
いや、別に反対ってわけじゃないよ。正々堂々と戦ってるっぽいし、悪いことしてるわけじゃないと思うし。
Her words are positive, but she doesn't sound like it. This doesn't seem like her. We can look into it more before making any decisions. She looks a little brighter after I make that suggestion.
そうだね。
The five of us on the hill, together for the first time in ages. The fight between the beasts continues. I face the monitor, sipping my coffee. Kagame is in her usual walking super weapon outfit, just one shirt over her bare skin. The Avatar gig plays in the background.
愚劣な見せ物だな。
A terse voice of judgment.
戦いならば殺すまでやれ。
That's your complaint? Kagame has all sorts of talents, but she is missing a few things. Common sense, a conscience, compassion. I've been wondering this for a while, but what the hell is wrong with her?
死ぬ前に降伏が認められるなら、これほど気楽な戦闘もあるまい。
If you say so, but like you said, this is just a spectacle. There's always a prize for entertainment like this. Are the participating communes getting anything for it? I assume money, given all the gambling.
幼稚な承認欲求を満たすために、この連中は恥知らずな道化を演じているわけだな。秋人、お前にも向いているぞ。
Kagame produces tons of poison, but her logic is accurate. Fighting gains value when done before a crowd. There's an incentive to proclaim one's might in an underground fighting ring. They've put a lot of thought into this. After seeing this much of it, that's the feeling I get. This event is running far too smoothly to be run by amateurs. Who exactly is running it?
気に食わんな。
It does seem like the city's safer now that the violent communes are doing this instead. Maybe it's a good thing.
そっちじゃない。秋人がまだ土産を持ってこない。
Kagome is always loyal to her own desires, regardless of the situation. I take the cheesecake out of the fridge. I deserve some serious praise for keeping this thing intact during all that commotion. If I left it behind, I'd be dead now.
欺瞞だ。
The corners of Kagame's lips rise coldly as her cheeks fill with cake, the smile of a devil.
こんな茶番を闘争とは呼ばん。リスクのない決闘に何の値打ちがある。
The crowd's loving it.
それも気に食わない理由の一つだ。
Are you going through a rebellious phase?
他人の闘争に熱狂したり、あまつさえ感動するとは。救いようのないうぞうむぞうどもめ。戦うとは、肉体面だけを意味しない。成長を望むのなら、人は必ず障害に直面する。
Her black eyes glance through the monitor as if whispering to me.
自らの闘争ではなく他人の闘争に欲求を固くする時点で終わっている。
You couldn't be removed any further from common sense. Kagame is utterly unharmonious. Her melody never meshes with that of society. She's too strong as an individual.
それはお互い様だろう、秋人。アバター使い。
Kagame's rebuttal stabs me in the chest.
自己認識の甘さは人間のクズの始まりだぞ。
Avatars themselves are just static, merely interference in the flow of modern society. I'm no different since I'm connected to one.
のんきに娯楽で消費するにはアバターという存在は過剰すぎる。どうにもうさんくさいイベントだな。
It gives communes a place to use their power and makes a profit in the process. Supply and demand, gears turn under the force of profit. It's not that different from normal society. The goal is clear and the logic simple enough.
毒薬も喉越しまでは甘美なものだ。
Is it? Like that cake? Kagame looks down. I feel like I beat her at something.
食べろ。
She pushes the unfinished cake toward me. Why?
責任を取れ。
A third of it is left, with Kagame's son's teeth marks as well. There's also some saliva, I think. I'll eat it later.
捨てようとすればお前は死ぬ。
Hawa! I turn into a small animal on the verge of being eaten. The witch sees through all. Okay, fine, I'll eat it. Nom nom. I put it in my mouth as she gazes at me from 30 centimeters away. The smell of cheese and the sweetness of cream, along with what might be a Kagame's flavor, I swallowed along with my uncertain feelings.
変態。
She's blushing. Why? Kagame gives me a parting glance as her black hair leaves through the veranda. Ah, my shirt. Actually, you really shouldn't be going outside with so little clothing. I can't believe her. Now that the distraction is gone, I go back to watching the gig video. I focus on it. An hour passes. There. A camera angle lasting 5 seconds. A message tossed aside and lying on the concrete. A URL written in black paint. I write it down, type it into my browser and hit the return key. To all our accomplices. Letters glow in the abyss of the web. The time for revenge has come. Strange rhetoric appears and disappears from the screen. Project Noise? This looks like the organizer's codename, a psychedelic site designed based on dark colors. I click on the next gig link. It shows a date, time, and a simple map showing the place. I think about telling Binyo, then I look at the clock. Phew, guess I should sleep.
おやすみ。
Wah! A voice from the veranda. I hurriedly turn around just as the black hair vanishes again. She was still there? Here? An abandoned factory on the edge of the Takakura city harbor. A festival of monsters taking place far from the clamor of the city. There are already 30 people here. A dark grey ruin, a factory with no signs of life. Even the air around here stinks.
ねえ、秋人、ここ怪人多くない？
Now that you mention it, I wonder if the events are marketed to them. I see 5 or 6 staff members in black clothes, and she's right, there are a lot of white, black and Hispanic people here.
デモ用を兼ねた衛兵だ。黒服の左脇に注意してみろ。
あれってまさか銃？
Unnatural bumps in each and every dark suit.
誇示しているも同然だな。火力よりも C 効果を期待してのことだろう。そのようをなせばいいだけならイミテーションなのかもしれないな。
The bouncers strut around with handguns on their sides. This feels even more like another world now. So it's all part of the act? The organizers know what they're doing. The kind of crazy people who go out of their way to see monsters fight probably like having details like this in the background. Still, I look at Kagame again. What made you decide to actually come and see it after all the complaining earlier?
私、睨まれてる？
Binyo is terrified. A carnivorous dinosaur and a herbivorous animal.
悪い虫には注意が必要だからな。
Are you my guardian now?
パートナーだ。
her usual haughty smile.
そして美少女ガーディアン
You like that phrase, don't you?
いつまでもほうけていると小指から順に抜いていくぞ。基本ルールを思い出せ。コミュで一番弱い部分は何だ？
The connectors. Bino starts looking around warily, as if she only just realized the danger. All communes share that weakness. The connectors, the humans are the weakest part.
デレデレの幼馴染としては惚れた弱みというやつだ。たとえバカな秋人の自業自得でも目の届く範囲で死なない程度には守ってやろう。
Stop lying so many times in one sentence. Anyway, the fact remains that Kagame has more combat strength than she knows what to do with. Just having her around makes us far safer than we would be otherwise. But I will pay attention myself. I can't rely entirely on her. We aren't all moving together because we want to minimize the chance of everyone getting neutralized at once. By anyone, at any time, for any reason. We might get attacked at any moment without having any idea why. After Jack the Ripper, we know exactly what that's like. More and more guests fill the dark building. There's probably more than 100 now. The other three, Izawa, Mayuki, and Haru, will probably appear down there at some point.
観客の人たちってみんな接続者なのかな？
Like Izawa said, there's probably more normal people than connectors, just based on how many are here.
ここ映像とは違う場所だよね。
She's right, this ruined building definitely isn't the backdrop from the video. They're calling them gigs, so they probably change places every time, like any other guerrilla outfit. It's just a large, cold, empty space. Every so often there's a 3-meter high column of metal. It looks like the skeleton of an unfinished building. But for this event, there are metal fences stretching between several of those columns. An artificial barrier, a combat zone for avatars only. Will that little fence actually protect anyone? The spectators are crowding up against the fence. Some of them are even trying to climb it. I can't imagine those metal wires can withstand the impact of an avatar.
これは柵じゃない。ただの線だ。
Kagame stands regally alone amidst the madness around us.
線に触れる者、線を踏み越えた者は死ぬ。そういうルールが通底しているのだろう。だから、死人が出ようが自己責任だ。こいつらは皆、アバターに踏み潰されるスリルも同時に味わっているというわけだな。
This is crazy, but pure and thorough. I remember how people claimed to summon demons back in the Middle Ages. If you want to use the enormous paradoxes that avatars are for nothing but entertainment, I guess you need to do it underground where everyone else is just as insane.
伊沢だ。
Bino's voice is crushed by the noise. On the far side, I see Izawa's small figure. He glares at this unfamiliar world as if staring down an irritating prey.
音楽が変わった。
It switched from slow R&B to exciting trance. The slightly dark illumination goes off without a sound. The number of heads sinking into the darkness is more than double what I last counted.
ようやく開始か。随分と気を待たせる。主催者は女たらしだな。秋人には似合いの役職だ。
Don't come all the way out here just to insult me. It seems like it's going to start right away without any fanfare or build-up. An image appears on the large LCD screen on the wall. Various avatar names appear one by one in what looks like a tournament bracket. I recognize the more famous names from the gig side, and I can hear the crowd going extra wild for them. Kagame.
なんだ
Before you said none of these guys would kill each other, right? The main event. When the last avatar's name appears, the crowd gets louder than ever before. It's clearly a different kind of reaction. Awe. Some text rolls across the screen like a warning.
ノーマット
Nomad. Kagame's whisper flows through the commotion. Nomad, the god of these gigs, a champion of chaos who fights order stronger than anyone in the round table. That commune's the exception. A special alias they use online, like a posthumous name. People fear it for the same reasons that apply everywhere, because it's a heretic, something that crosses the borders. People can't help but fear that which comes from the end of the world with its own set of rules. In other words, that one always destroys the avatar it fights. Every single one. Its name is synonymous with killer.
ほう
Kagame's gaze grows distant like smoke. The corners of her mouth rise dangerously again. Looks like she's interested now.
なるほど。うぞうむぞうどものランチキぶりの正体は スナップ付きのプレミアか。
No, Matt doesn't accept surrender. It's had 3 fights so far, and it destroyed all 3. Destroying an avatar kills all of its connectors. They probably all lost their lives at once when they failed to win that fight. Simple arithmetic tells us that 15 people have died. No, 15 have been killed because of these gigs.
そんなコミュ狩りと変わらないじゃない。
厳密に言えば違うな。死という結果のみは等しいが。
The Commu Hunters are terrorists. The Avatar gigs are jewels. In one case, the intent to kill only goes one way. In the other, it goes both ways. That's definitely a difference. This is more like when we fought Jack the Ripper, Karasuma Tetura. It's starting.